Welcome to Epic Thread Tales, where I read your posts and comment on them.
Am I the asshole for not caving in to my 5-year-old's hunger strike? My fiancé and I, 22M and 21F, have 2 kids, 5F and 3F. Our 5-year-old Sophie is very strong-willed and tends to go through picky phases. Right now, her thing is she wants an egg and cheese sandwich for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. All it is scrambled eggs with whatever kind of cheese we have in the house on white bread. She's also determined that I am the only person allowed to make her egg and cheese sandwiches. I have stage 2 melanoma. Most of the time, I'm okay, but I need to take a few days to rest after chemo, and I don't cook on those days. My mom is also staying with us to help with the kids and take me to appointments. Sophie tends to do these little hunger strikes, where she says she won't eat anything but whatever food she wants at the moment, and I have to be the one to make it. The thing is, by 10-11 a.m., she tends to crumble and agree to only have a cheesy egg sandwich for breakfast and eat other food / my fiancé's or mom's cooking. Well, now my dad is visiting, and he tends to spoil the kids. I had chemo yesterday, and Sophie is currently demanding that I get up and make her sandwich, and every 5 minutes I have my dad coming in to tell me to make the sandwich. He knows I'm not feeling well, but it's less than 5 minutes and Sophie needs to eat. I told him she'll stop when she realizes she won't get her way, but he thinks I'm being a bad mom by not getting up and giving in to this hunger strike that happens almost every weekend. Am I the asshole for not giving in to the hunger strike?
OP, I'm no expert, but I think it's good for your child to hear no on occasion. It builds character, and she won't end up a stuck-up brat. Also, to my understanding, chemo takes a lot out of you. OP, you get 0 out of 5 assholes. Your dad gets 1 out of 5 assholes. I can't really give your daughter an asshole score because she's just a child.
Am I the asshole for not letting my sister use my college fund for her wedding? I'm a 19-year-old college student with a younger sister, Emma, who's 18. We grew up in a middle-class family, and our parents always emphasized the importance of education. Since I was a kid, they had been saving up for my college fund. It's not a fortune, but it's enough to get me through college without taking on significant debt. Emma recently got engaged to her high school sweetheart, Jake. They're both very young, and while I support her decision to marry him, I was surprised when she came to me with a request. She wanted to use my college fund to pay for her dream wedding. She argued that weddings are once-in-a-lifetime events and that she and Jake couldn't afford the kind of wedding they wanted without my help. I was taken aback. I had always been clear that I intended to use that money for my education, and our parents had saved it specifically for that purpose. I told Emma I couldn't give her the money, explaining that college was important to me and that I needed the funds to secure my future. She was furious and called me selfish, saying that I was ruining her special day and that I should prioritize family over personal ambitions. The situation escalated quickly. My parents, who were initially on my side, started feeling guilty and pressured by Emma's constant complaints and emotional outbursts. They suggested that I could take out a student loan to cover my college expenses and let Emma have the money for her wedding. They said I would eventually pay off the loans, but Emma's wedding was a one-time event. I stood my ground, but now the entire family is divided. Some relatives think I'm being unreasonable and should help my sister out, while others agree that the college fund should be used for its intended purpose. Emma hasn't spoken to me in weeks, and the tension is unbearable. My parents are caught in the middle, and the whole situation has caused a rift in our once close-knit family. So, am I the asshole for not letting my sister use my college fund for her wedding?
OP, you are 100% not the asshole, especially after reading the comment you made where you explained that your sister is keeping her education fund to go to an Ivy League and wants you to spend yours on her wedding. Your sister is entitled and selfish. You get 0 out of 5 assholes. She gets 3 out of 5 assholes. Your parents gets 2 out of 5 assholes.
Am I the asshole for telling my brother's wife we can't all have rich parents like her and her siblings? My brother Nikki, 25M, is married to Liza, 24F. They were at my parents' house on Sunday for dinner, and Liza really annoyed the crap out of me, something that isn't new, and I said something in anger and I might be the asshole for it maybe. So Liza has a wealthy family. They paid for her and her siblings' college expenses 100%. They paid for Nikki and Liza's house. They paid for their wedding. They're paying for one of their sons' weddings this summer. They can afford all that. Liza has always been very open, if trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, about it. She never hid the fact she came from money and was never shy about saying her parents pay for so much for her and her siblings. Liza doesn't understand that we're not all that lucky. I'm 19F, work full-time, and I still live with my parents. We couldn't afford college. I didn't get the grades for a scholarship. Struggled enough through school that getting into massive debt for college when I could end up flunking seemed like a bad move for me. So I focused on working, and I applied for a couple of training programs close to my parents' house so I could try and do better without risking debt for nothing. Liza looks down on me so hard for living with my parents still, and for not going to college. Sunday, she talked about how all her siblings attended college, how 3 of them are still in college, living there and doing just fine. How they'll be able to buy houses right out of college. How even she and my brother could do it. My parents said politely that not everyone can do all that. But then she talked about being 19 and not in college, or living on my own, and how I should really try so much harder. I snapped at that moment and I told her we can't all have rich parents who can afford to pay our ways through college, for our weddings, and for our houses. I told her my parents didn't have that kind of money, and neither did I, so we were doing our best in this shitty fucking economy. Liza told me I'm just lazy and making excuses, and she stormed out. Nikki left a while after, and he was pretty quiet. Liza used his phone to send me 30 texts 3 days later demanding I apologize and tearing me a new one for not doing it without being told, and I know it was her because she texts in a very specific way. Am I the asshole?
Not the asshole. Your sister-in-law is the lazy one. Everything she has ever done has been on the back of her parents. She has 0 of her own achievements, yet she looks down on you. You get 0 out of 5 assholes. She gets 3 out of 5 assholes.
Am I the asshole for asking my wife to cancel the $130 cookies for my stepdaughter's bridal shower? I will make this short. I gave my wife $1,000 to give a bridal shower for my stepdaughter. We live in a very LCOL area. The venue is only $250. She came to me to show me the cookies she was ordering for $130. There are 3 dozen decorated Oreo cookies for $130. I thought, no big deal. How you spend the money is up to you. She then tells me that the $1,000 is already spent, and she has the venue, food, cake, cookies, and few decorations left to purchase. Meaning the $1,000 has all been spent on decorations alone. This would not be an issue, but I am already paying $2,000 for the photographer, spent $500 in a week's labor building the display tables for dessert, and another $1,000 or so on random things. My only issues is that my stepdaughter has already been engaged, bought a house, and had a child with her first fiancé. I spent thousands getting them up and on their feet when they had my granddaughter and bought their house. At what point am I off the hook for family starting? As a side note, they will have known each other less than a year at the time of marriage and have rushed the wedding to start trying for children. They met on Snapchat last summer.
OP, I think it's time for you to think really hard about your wife. It seems to me like she doesn't value money and feels like she can spend it freely. Spending $1,000 on decorations alone is just ridiculous. You get 0 out of 5 assholes. Your wife gets 2 out of 5 assholes. I'm not sure about your stepdaughter's involvement, so I won't give her an asshole score.
Am I the asshole? Is it wrong that I don't want to take care of my niece all the time? I, 16F, have an 8-year-old niece named Maya, and my older sister, 26, is not that great of a mom. For example, she is dating this guy, and they are always fighting, and one day my niece called my mom, her grandma, crying because of them yelling and fighting. Which obviously made my mom mad, so she went to go get Maya. I don't mind watching my niece sometimes, but she doesn't listen to me or my other sister, 15, and that is really annoying. I get that she is little, but if she wants our mom to trust us to watch her, then she needs to listen, and I mean about big stuff. I told her to stop jumping on the couch, and she didn't listen, which ended in her falling off the couch, and she started crying. My mom hasn't seen the side of Maya that my sister and I see. She is violent and mean, to the point where she will just hit you because you told her to stop doing something. She is also a liar and a thief. My sister gave her a small bear to play with that her friend gave her, and Maya got it dirty from chip dust and then drenched it in water. Again, I know she is a child, but her behavior can be so frustrating, especially when my sister and I are the only ones who see it. Her mom has a lot of issues, and it is a shame that I at 16 think that my oldest sister is a bad mom. I need advice about this situation, and anything would be helpful.
OP, you are absolutely not the asshole, and your feelings are 100% valid. You are still a child yourself. You shouldn't be responsible for an 8-year-old, especially one that is uncooperative. I would suggest you speak to both your sister and your mom about this and set clear boundaries. That was Am I the Asshole? If you want to see more, come back tomorrow at the same time, or choose one of the other videos to watch.